Philosophy is a discipline that has been studied and debated for centuries. It seeks to answer some of the most fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, ethics, and reality. Throughout history, there have been numerous philosophers who have contributed immensely to the field of philosophy. Their ideas and theories have shaped the way we think about the world around us. In this video, we will explore the top 10 greatest philosophers in history, their notable contributions to the field of philosophy, and how their ideas have influenced our understanding of the world today. From ancient Greece to modern times, these philosophers have left an indelible mark on the world of ideas and continue to inspire generations of thinkers to this day. Who are these philosophers, and what are their contributions? John Locke was an English philosopher who is widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in the history of philosophy. His ideas have had a profound impact on modern thought, particularly in the areas of political theory and epistemology. Locke's most famous work is his essay concerning human understanding, which he wrote in 1689. In this work, he argued that all knowledge comes from experience and that the human mind is a blank slate, or tabula rasa, at birth. This idea laid the foundation for the empirical tradition in philosophy and science, which emphasizes the importance of observation and experimentation in understanding the world. Locke is also known for his contributions to political theory. In his two treatises of government, he argued that government should be based on a social contract between rulers and the people they govern. He believed that individuals have natural rights, such as the right to life, liberty, and property, and that these rights should be protected by the government. Locke's ideas on natural rights and the social contract have had a lasting impact on political philosophy and influenced the development of democratic institutions. Another important contribution of Locke's was his defense of religious tolerance. In his letter concerning toleration, he argued that the state should not have the power to coerce religious beliefs or practices. Instead, he believed that individuals should be free to practice whatever religion they choose, as long as it does not harm others. Locke's impact on philosophy and intellectual history cannot be overstated. His ideas on empiricism, political theory, and religious tolerance have had a profound impact on the development of modern thought and continue to influence philosophical and political debates to this day. Epicurus was an ancient Greek philosopher who founded the school of philosophy known as Epicureanism. He is known for his teachings on the pursuit of pleasure, the nature of the universe, and the importance of friendship. One of Epicurus' most significant contributions to philosophy is his ethical theory. He argued that the goal of human life is to achieve happiness, which he defined as the absence of pain and mental disturbance. According to Epicurus, pleasure is the ultimate good, but it should be pursued in moderation and with an understanding of its consequences. He believed that excessive desires and fears are the primary causes of human suffering and that one should seek to live a simple, self-sufficient life. Epicurus also had a distinctive view of the universe. He believed that the world is made up of atoms, which move randomly through space. He argued that the gods are not involved in human affairs and that death is not to be feared, as it is simply the end of consciousness. This worldview challenged the prevailing religious and philosophical beliefs of his time and has had a lasting impact on Western thought. In addition to his philosophical ideas, Epicurus is also known for his emphasis on friendship. He believed that friendship is essential to human happiness and that it should be based on mutual respect and shared values. He founded a community of followers who lived together in a garden, where they pursued philosophical inquiry and enjoyed each other's company. Epicurus' philosophy has had a significant influence on Western thought, particularly in the areas of ethics and metaphysics. His emphasis on the pursuit of happiness and the importance of friendship continue to inspire people today. Zeno of Citium was an ancient Greek philosopher who founded the school of philosophy known as Stoicism. His teachings focused on the attainment of inner peace and ethical behavior, and his ideas have had a significant impact on Western philosophy. Zeno believed that the universe is governed by a rational principle, which he called the logos. He argued that all things in the universe are interconnected and that human beings should live in harmony with this principle. According to Zeno, the key to a good life is to cultivate virtue and wisdom, which will lead to inner peace and happiness. One of Zeno's most significant contributions to philosophy was his development of the ethical theory of Stoicism. He believed that virtue is the only true good and that external things such as wealth and power are ultimately unimportant. He taught that human beings should strive to live in accordance with nature and to develop self-discipline and moral excellence. Zeno's ideas on the nature of the universe and the importance of ethical behavior have had a lasting impact on Western philosophy. His Stoic philosophy has influenced many thinkers throughout history, including the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and the philosopher Epictetus. Zeno also developed a distinctive style of teaching, which emphasized the use of paradoxes and puzzles to challenge his students' thinking. He believed that by questioning their assumptions and beliefs, his students would be able to develop a deeper understanding of the world around them. Zeno's legacy as a philosopher and teacher has been celebrated throughout history. His ideas on the nature of the universe, the pursuit of inner peace, and the importance of ethical behavior continue to inspire people today. Avicenna was a Persian philosopher and physician who is widely regarded as one of the most influential thinkers in the Islamic Golden Age. His works on philosophy, medicine, and science have had a lasting impact on the development of Islamic thought and Western philosophy. Avicenna is best known for his contributions to philosophy, particularly his metaphysical and epistemological theories. In his major work, The Book of Healing, he developed a comprehensive system of metaphysics, which he believed was necessary for understanding the nature of reality. He argued that existence is composed of two types of entities: necessary beings, which must exist by their nature, and contingent beings, which could either exist or not exist. He also developed a theory of knowledge, which emphasized the importance of reason and intuition in understanding the world. In addition to his philosophical works, Avicenna was also a renowned physician. He wrote a number of influential medical texts, including the Canon of Medicine, which became a standard medical textbook in Europe for over 500 years. Avicenna's medical works were characterized by his emphasis on the importance of observation and experimentation in diagnosis and treatment. Avicenna's contributions to philosophy and medicine have had a significant impact on Western thought. His ideas on metaphysics and epistemology were studied by philosophers such as Thomas Aquinas and John Locke, and his medical works were influential in the development of Western medicine. Avicenna's legacy as a philosopher and physician continues to be celebrated today. He is recognized as one of the most important thinkers in the Islamic Golden Age, and his ideas have had a profound impact on the development of Islamic and Western thought. Thomas Aquinas was a medieval philosopher, theologian, and Catholic priest who is widely regarded as one of the most important thinkers in the Western tradition. His works on philosophy and theology have had a lasting impact on Western thought, particularly in the areas of metaphysics and ethics. Aquinas' most significant contribution to philosophy was his development of the philosophical system known as Thomism. He believed that reason and faith are compatible, and that human beings can use reason to gain a better understanding of God and the universe. He developed a comprehensive metaphysical system, which he believed was necessary for understanding the nature of reality. According to Aquinas, existence is composed of two types of entities: material beings, which have physical bodies, and immaterial beings, which do not. He also developed a theory of knowledge, which emphasized the importance of reason and intuition in understanding the world. In addition to his philosophical works, Aquinas was also a theologian who wrote extensively on Christian theology. He believed that faith and reason are complementary, and that human beings can use reason to gain a deeper understanding of God and the universe. He also developed a moral theory, which emphasized the importance of natural law and the virtues in guiding ethical behavior. Aquinas' ideas have had a significant impact on Western thought, particularly in the areas of metaphysics and ethics. His philosophy has been studied and debated by philosophers and theologians for centuries, and his works continue to be influential today. His ideas on the compatibility of faith and reason, the nature of existence, and the importance of moral behavior have shaped the development of Western thought in numerous ways. Aquinas' legacy as a philosopher and theologian continues to be celebrated today. He is recognized as one of the most important thinkers in the Western tradition, and his ideas have had a profound impact on the development of Western philosophy and theology. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher and teacher who is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in Chinese history. His philosophy and teachings have had a lasting impact on Chinese culture and society, as well as on the development of East Asian thought. Confucius's philosophy was focused on ethics and morality, and he believed that the key to a harmonious society was the cultivation of virtue in individuals. He emphasized the importance of social relationships and the role of the individual in society, and he believed that everyone had a responsibility to fulfill their social roles with sincerity, diligence, and compassion. One of Confucius's most significant contributions to philosophy was his development of the concept of the Junzi, which he believed was the ideal person. The Junzi was someone who possessed the virtues of wisdom, courage, benevolence, and integrity, and who acted with propriety in all situations. Confucius believed that the Junzi was the key to a harmonious society, and that society should be organized around the principles of the Junzi. Confucius's teachings were compiled in the Analects, a collection of his sayings and conversations with his followers. The Analects became one of the most influential texts in Chinese history, and Confucianism became the dominant philosophy in China for centuries. Confucius's legacy as a philosopher and teacher continues to be celebrated today. He is recognized as one of the most important figures in Chinese history, and his teachings have had a profound impact on Chinese culture and society. Confucianism remains a major philosophical and cultural force in East Asia, and Confucius's ideas continue to be studied and debated by philosophers and scholars around the world. Augustine of Hippo was a Christian philosopher, theologian, and bishop who is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in the history of Western philosophy. His works on philosophy, theology, and spirituality have had a lasting impact on Western thought and have influenced numerous fields of study. Augustine's most significant contribution to philosophy was his development of the concept of the just war, which was later incorporated into Catholic Church doctrine. He believed that war was only justifiable under certain circumstances, such as in self-defense or in defense of the innocent. Augustine also developed a theory of knowledge, which emphasized the role of faith in understanding the world. In addition to his contributions to philosophy, Augustine is also known for his works on Christian theology. His most famous work, The Confessions, is an autobiographical account of his spiritual journey and conversion to Christianity. He also wrote extensively on Christian doctrine, including the concept of original sin, the nature of God, and the role of the Church in society. Augustine's legacy as a philosopher and theologian continues to be celebrated today. His ideas on the just war, the nature of knowledge, and the role of faith in understanding the world have had a lasting impact on Western thought. His work on Christian theology continue to be studied and debated by theologians around the world, and his idea on the nature of sin, the role of grace in salvation, and the nature of God have influenced Christian theology for centuries. René Descartes was a French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist who is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in the history of Western philosophy. His contributions to philosophy and science have had a profound impact on modern thought, particularly in the fields of epistemology, metaphysics, and mathematics. Descartes' most famous philosophical work is Meditations on First Philosophy, in which he develops his famous method of doubt. He believed that in order to arrive at certain knowledge, one must first doubt everything that is not absolutely certain. Through this method, he concluded that the only thing he could be certain of was his own existence, famously stating cogito, ergo sum. Descartes' contributions to mathematics are equally significant. He is often regarded as the father of modern geometry, and his development of the Cartesian coordinate system paved the way for the development of analytical geometry and calculus. In addition to his philosophical and scientific contributions, Descartes was also an influential figure in his own time. He corresponded with some of the leading intellectuals of his day, including the mathematician Pierre de Fermat and the philosopher Thomas Hobbes. Descartes' legacy as a philosopher and scientist continues to be celebrated today. His method of doubt and his emphasis on the power of reason and rationality have had a profound impact on modern thought. His contributions to mathematics and science have also had a lasting impact on numerous fields of study, and his ideas continue to be studied and debated by philosophers and scientists around the world. Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher and one of the most important figures in the history of Western philosophy. He was a student of Socrates and went on to become a teacher himself, founding the Academy in Athens, which is considered to be the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Plato's philosophy is concerned with questions about reality, knowledge, ethics, and politics. He is best known for his theory of forms or ideas, which asserts that the material world is only a reflection or imitation of the real world of forms. According to Plato, the forms are the ultimate reality, and everything else is only a shadow or copy of them. Plato's contributions to epistemology are also significant. He believed that true knowledge can only be gained through reason and logic, rather than through sensory experience. He also developed the concept of the dialectic, which is a method of arriving at truth through dialogue and argumentation. In addition to his philosophical works, Plato also wrote extensively on politics. His most famous work in this area is The Republic, in which he discusses the ideal state and the nature of justice. He believed that the best form of government was a philosopher kingdom, in which the rulers are wise and just and govern for the good of all citizens. Plato's legacy as a philosopher and thinker continues to be celebrated today. His ideas on reality, knowledge, and ethics have had a profound impact on Western thought, and his influence can be seen in numerous fields of study, including philosophy, psychology, and political science. The academy he founded was in operation for nearly 1,000 years, and his works continue to be studied and debated by scholars and philosophers around the world. Aristotle was an ancient Greek philosopher and one of the most influential thinkers in the history of Western philosophy. He was a student of Plato and went on to become a teacher himself, founding his own school, the Lyceum. Aristotle made significant contributions to many fields of study, including metaphysics, ethics, politics, logic, biology, and physics. He believed that everything in the world had a purpose or a telos, and that knowledge of these purposes was essential to understanding the natural world. Aristotle's metaphysics is perhaps his most famous contribution to philosophy. He believed that there were four causes of things: material, formal, efficient, and final. The material cause is the substance from which something is made. The formal cause is the structure or form that makes something what it is. The efficient cause is the force or agent that brings something into being. Aristotle also made significant contributions to ethics. He believed that the ultimate goal of human life was happiness, which he defined as a life of contemplation and the cultivation of virtues such as courage, justice, and wisdom. In politics, Aristotle believed that the best form of government was a constitutional government, in which the laws were established by the people for the common good. He also believed that education was essential for a well-functioning society, and that citizens should be taught to be virtuous and to think critically. Aristotle's impact on Western thought has been immense. His works were widely read and studied in the Middle Ages, and he influenced many of the great thinkers of the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods. His ideas continue to be studied and debated by philosophers, scientists, and scholars around the world, and his legacy as one of the greatest minds in human history remains secure.